show him some love, y'all, for Jake Doolittle.
Doolittle, you gotta chill out, all right? My girl is on the app. Kidding. I don't have a girl, but if I were to have one, I wouldn't want her to be on YouTube because, you know, this guy's gonna steal all of our girls, our imaginary girls even. So watch out, guys. Be careful when you watch this video. If you would have told me a few days ago that I was gonna make 3 videos about the legendary Jake Doolittle, I would have been like, you're crazy. I have a life. Well, that's a lie. I would have been like, no. I mean, this wholesome, cute little YouTuber will never mess up, right? Or do something stupid. Life is unpredictable like that. And the reason why I'm making this one is not to milk the situation, even though I'm a professional milker. A few hours ago, he decided to drop this video called Addressing Everything. And I want to hear him out. I want to listen to him. I want to see what he has to say. So with that said, subscribe to the channel or I will blackmail you.
My last video sucked. And the following live stream of me in the hospital trying to see what my audience thought of the video and if everybody hated me was also a really stupid fucking decision. I want it to be known that that live stream was not a response to the videos made. At the time, there was one video made about me and I went live against my fiance's wishes. She was texting me the entire time telling me to get off live, but I thought that I could explain what was going on while in the ER, in a lot of pain, and dealing with insurance shit.
I'm not gonna claim to be the smartest YouTuber out there, far from it. And even I could tell you that live streaming while you're in the hospital, while you're waiting to get whatever exam results, and on top of the stress of being called out and dropping a horrible video that everyone's talking about, do you not see how this is a recipe for disaster? The only way this could have gotten worse is if he was doing all of this while drinking and driving at 150 miles per hour. I'm glad to hear that he knows that he messed up. He made 2 dumb videos. Not really, not 2. It was like 5 or 6, but who's counting? Probably 6, just for the record. But I'm glad he came to the realization that those 2 videos were absolutely horrible. I usually have a hard time falling asleep, but oh man, let me tell you, when I put a Jake Doolittle video in the background, I pass out just like that. It doesn't even give me time to get comfortable in my multi-billion-dollar bed. Taking accountability, realizing you were dumb, you were a goofball, you were kind of off. It's all about how you bounce back. And so far, so good.
First of all, going live and trying to talk about that kind of stuff was really dumb. Also, being in pain, not in a good mental state, and in the middle of talking to nurses, also very dumb. Not only did I go live thinking that I could clear everything up in the span of 20 minutes while waiting for results from knee scans.
Did someone say knee surgery?
And in reality, while in the hospital live streaming and getting results like that, it only made things worse. So this, I guess, is my response to everything that's been said.
So far, so good. As a matter of fact, I almost want to start clapping. You know, I'm gonna do it. I mean, this is Jake Doolittle. I gotta do it. I'm up. Round of applause to Doolittle for owning up to it. It's crazy how fucking Jake Doolittle, I love his name, by the way. That's why I keep saying it. It's just so cute and adorable, you know? Like, I just want to, you know, give him a big hug, maybe kiss his forehead. I respect him a lot more than Ethan is online. Ethan is online would never do this. And if he does, that's the day I officially quit YouTube. The second he admits to being an idiot and wrong. You know, at least Jake, which is the bare minimum, but who's really counting here? At least Jake is taking accountability for his actions. I almost want to donate $100,000 to his charity. Jake is really hitting a soft spot right now that I had no idea existed within me.
The video that I posted, I was very upset recording that. The attitude and the tone, everything was bad. I came across as annoying and entitled. And prior to recording that day, I had been dealing with one of the first like big major health scares that I've had in the last 3 to 4 years. Since I've started YouTube, my health has been somewhat okay. I've only had 1 or 2 surgeries in the last 3 to 4 years, whereas prior to that, there was a lot more and a lot more doctor appointments, and I felt much worse. I recorded that video with no notes or preparation. It was 45 minutes as a raw file, and I sent that off to be edited and thumbnailed. It came back as 15 minutes, and I dragged and dropped it into YouTube Studio, attached the thumbnail, and said, fuck.
I've had an editor a few months ago, right? Just someone to help me out when I couldn't upload, when I was traveling, when I was busy, when I was doing real life stuff, right? And this should be common sense that every video you get back, you should at least watch it on 2x speed to make sure everything is good. You know what I mean? I mean, that's what I did, because maybe he cut out something that's important by accident or context or something that I didn't like. Already a huge L on Mr. Doolittle's part. Second of all, like he said publicly, he's been struggling financially, and I'm not here to laugh at anyone's finances, but to me, if I was him and I was, going through financial hard times, I will not have an editor. I would save that money. I'm assuming Jake is paying him, right? I would just save those $30, $40, $50, $60 that I'm giving the editor. I will not have an editor, because that's money that could be going towards me, my knee surgery, or to buy more Shane Dawson cardboard cutouts. It just seems like a waste of money and something that you could do yourself to save some extra money. And I will not go on vacation like he went when he proposed to his girlfriend. You gotta be smart with your money, especially if you're a YouTuber and then you don't have enough money, and on top of that you have the whole never stop situation, and on top of that your channel isn't doing so hard. From my point of view, and Mr. Doolittle, if you watch this, please feel free to correct me. From my point of view, you're not managing your money well. This is me being helpful for once and not just hating.
Came back as 15 minutes and I dragged and dropped it into YouTube Studio, attached the thumbnail and said, fuck it, which was probably one of the worst choices I could have made. But I think that's kind of where my mind was at the time. I had also been declined for disability insurance because since I'm self-employed, I don't meet the requirements of disability insurance, because it would be like trying to get coverage for a house in the middle of the ocean, trying to get like flooding insurance. That also added to my stress, because if I end up going through another period of time where I'm very sick, I don't have any sort of backup plan. I had no topics to talk about.
I mean, when you're out of topics, Mr. Doolittle, just go to the Sensitive Society channel and steal some. Just give me credit, right? I mean, you could have talked about Ben Shapiro. You could have talked about the most racist guy on YouTube. You could have talked about my best friend Nova online. There's an infinite amount of topics that you can talk about, especially in the community that he's a part of. I mean, I appreciate the honesty, because we've all been there when we were like, what the fuck do I upload?
I just watched a video of a YouTuber talking to the camera and ranting about like things that he was passionate about, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do that. And I'm upset and I'm scared and I'm frustrated with everything that's going on in my personal life, so who cares? Especially since it was a complete throwaway video. There's a lot of the stuff that I was saying in that I still stand by, where I want never stop to work. Like, all the basics of it are still very true, but then in my anger I would say things like, if after a month nobody ends up donating, then I'm gonna have to talk about the people who have declined to donate. And that's fucking stupid. That was me trying to be like, this is how hard I'm trying to make things work. And in reality, it came across as, I have a bunch of rich people who I know. Why don't they give my charity money? And we are only getting more and more applicants, and we don't have the finances to give out more money to more people. Also, because videos that I've been posting haven't been getting views, and I'm freaked about not being able to post or make money if I have another health scare. I was like, it's something to post. It's not going to get views anyways, but I might make $100 off of it.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna be laughing and pissing my pants. I guess my heart isn't made out of stone. I guess you could say I'm a little sensitive. And this is exactly why you should not make YouTube your job until you're financially stable. I'm talking you have at least $100,000 in your bank account. Well, it depends whether you rent or you live with parents or you have your own house and you work or you study. Like, of course, it varies. You gotta be smart. If you want to do YouTube full time, I support that, but you gotta be smart. You gotta know when it's time. It feels like Jake Doolittle thought he was gonna blow up and that's how it was going to stay forever, and that is not the situation, especially on YouTube where things move so fucking fast. Well, why don't you get a job now? Do YouTube as a side hobby, or lock the fuck in and upload every single day like most YouTubers did to blow up. As much as I want to destroy you and tear you apart and just make fun of you, I'm trying to be helpful for once. And this is how you know that I've matured, when I'm acting like this. Nah, a few years ago, it would have been a whole different story. But Jake, that's my advice. Those are my tips. Take it or leave it. And if you cannot sustain yourself or your future wife, I think it's time you either go back to school or you get a job and you do YouTube as a hobby. I don't know. That's just my advice. Jake, I don't know if you're watching. You cannot live off $100 per video and you're only uploading 4. I don't know. I don't want to see you in the streets doing fentanyl with Ethan is online in a year or so.
I do not feel entitled to your money. Your money is your money. As somebody who's freaked about his own personal money, if there was somebody reaching out to me being like, hey, do you want to hear more about my nonprofit? I'd be like, well, I have to take care of myself first. Wild assumption to be like, you know, if anybody has extra money, like I've made a few videos with them, where else would they give their money? And that's fucking very, very dumb. I didn't want people to think like Jake has had Never Stop for the past year and a half. The number of applicants have only gone up, but the number of donations made has not. And I didn't want that to come across as me being content with what we're doing. Like I want there to be more. It kind of just came across as like a crazed, like upset person who's not happy with his friends, his health, like really anything in life. And that's the worst.
Jake. Here's what I will do. This is just turning into a life lesson. God damn, Jake. All right, here's what you gotta do. Never stop the applications. Even if it's gonna kill you, you gotta stop that and help the people you can, and only accept new people when you have the money ready. Stop accepting requests, help the ones you have, figure those out, and then open the request again. You are going to end up broke and in debt if you keep going like this. It's not sustainable.
The reason why I ended up talking about how no influencer has donated to Never Stop is, out of all of those stories that I told of people not giving to Never Stop, one of those happened recently, and that's the one that spiraled me into a fucking tizzy. So a YouTuber reached out to me and wanted to get on a call and wanted to hear more about my nonprofit, and we talked about like all this different stuff. I got my hopes up. Like this was somebody who could change Never Stop, and kind of was saying things like, you know, I want to hear more about your nonprofit. Let's talk more about philanthropy. Let's do like, and so in my head, I was like, holy shit, I mean, this is amazing. And then that person stopped talking to me. I found these fucking niche little times that I've talked to other influencers and used that against them. And that was really fucking shitty. And I don't want to give too much detail about this situation because this whole idea of threatening to say names was so fucking stupid in the first place that I don't want to now have this video be me releasing a name. But like, I built up in my head over the span of a week different possibilities of working with this person and pitching things, and they had reached out to me, and I know for a fact that I put too much like pressure on that whole situation.
Mr. Doolittle, please stop edging me and everyone else and just say the name. I need to know. This is like the biggest edging session of my whole fucking life. If I don't know who it is before I die, this is the last thing that's going to be on my mind before I pass away. Not my family, not what I've done, not my, fucking flashbacks. In my deathbed, all I'm going to be thinking about is who was the guy that was going to help Mr. Doolittle. All right, that's all I'm gonna be thinking about. So I need the answers, and I need them now.
It is all out of me just being frustrated that things aren't going as well as I'd like them to be. I'm not making enough money to really change anything with the outcome of Never Stop. And I started to find like situations where I was like, oh, well, that person I spoke to a few times and they didn't give me money, so I could use that to back up my claim and argument that people should give me money. And I apologize for making people feel pressured and like hinting at outing people who didn't fucking donate. Again, I've been taking notes for like 2 days trying to get everything in order, but now that I'm reading this back, everything's not in order. So I made 3 copyright strikes after that video. The only videos that I copyright striked were pure re-uploads to YouTube with no commentary over it. There's a lot of people who think that I have been copyright striking critical videos of me. I am completely okay with critical videos. I watch a lot of them and they hurt my feelings, but like, A lot of it's valid criticism.
I wonder if he's seen my videos. Has he seen the certified hood classics that I've made? Video isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And in my eyes, this guy's already much better than Ethan is online, or Nake's Not Green, or Noah Samsung. I'm glad you're realizing how dumb and stupid you were for that video.
And even if I am not mentally prepared to deal with commentary videos about me, I'm not going to take any action against that because I make commentary videos. I understand that that sucks. He only ended up tweeting this video here. That was a news story done when I was, Jesus Christ, like 15 or 16 years old. What the fuck?
We really got Jake Doolittle on the news before GTA 6. Yes, I will kill myself for that dumb joke. I mean, this guy does it all. He yaps. He blackmails. He sells sex toys. He is on the news. This guy just does it all. No wonder he's sick all the time. He's just on that grind. I mean, he's doing more than me. All I do is record, edit, play Fortnite, sleep, repeat. That's been the cycle for the last 5 years, guys. We got Jake Doolittle being on national television at 17. What was I doing at 17? Probably being a fucking loser.
Also needed to show my knee scans. Fuck. All right, so here are...
All right, we're getting too much information, Jake Doolittle. I don't need to see your knees. I'm not trying to be a dick here. How does one have so many knee surgeries when you're like 23? Is this guy made out of glass?
This is a different place that was trying to retrain my brain and eyes. This is not the stroke place that I went to. And then my mom talks, and I'm not going to show that because she fucking cries. This is so frustrating. Okay.
My conclusion, or my closing statement, if you will, I'm glad he's acknowledging he fucked up. Only time will tell if he learns from these mistakes. I am looking forward, well, I'm not looking forward to his content, but I hope this was a wake-up call for him. It was alright. I had a few laughs. I had some heart-to-heart conversations with Jake. Hopefully he takes my advice. We should be collabing, Jake. Hit me up. Now, with that said, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like and subscribe, or else I'm out. Bye.